Hi again guys, so we've got another Gran Turismo 6 special project for you today. This time it's slightly different, it's not going to be a replica or anything like that. This is actually an updated tune, much like the original special project that I did on this channel, which was for an updated version of the Skyline when I found a better gear setup for it. Likewise with this one, as you could see from the title and the thumbnail, it's for the Plymouth Cuda 446 pack. I'd like to thank Henry Aussie 1984 for this tune because it adds an extra 15 miles per hour approximately on top of the top speed I could already get out of the Plymouth Cuda. So it's a good tune. So let's get straight into it. I've made some minor alterations to the specifications that I was given for this tune, but nothing that affects it detrimentally, just personal preference really. So we've got racing soft tyres as always. For suspension we've got the ride height on 100 front and rear. Springs we've put all the way up to 18 and 11 respectively. The dampers on 3, or compression on 3 I should say, the extension on 5, anti-roll on 7. We've got no camber on this one, but it actually does handle really well. Neutral toe as always. For the gearbox, you want to put your final drive all the way up to 5500. Then put your auto setting up to 249. Then set your gears as follows: 1491, 0943, 0658, 0489, and then 0392 with a final drive of 3479. For the diff, same as usual, low initial torque, high acceleration and low braking. All the power upgrades as usual, and as always I would recommend NOS. I've removed the rear wing on this one. You don't have to, but I just prefer it visually mainly. I'm not sure how much of a difference to performance it makes. Obviously you want weight loss, and traction control is off as usual. I am actually using a manual gearbox for this one, which is unusual for me, but this tune is ideally for or to be used with a manual gearbox. So yeah, it's a pretty good tune. Well, it's a very good tune. Like I said, acceleration is slightly slower than some other muscle cars. Mid-range is pretty good, top end is excellent, but just off the line it's not quite as quick as some. As far as gear changes, you'll want to change gear around the 6,000 RPM region, 5.5 to 6,000 revs. Except for first gear, obviously, just let that go all the way up to the red line. Fourth gear is your maximum cruising gear. It cruises at 260, basically, 259, which is pretty good. It makes it one of the quickest muscle cars in the game. My tune, for any of you who've been around for that long, or who have used that tune, could do, I think it was 245, I think my tune for this car was. So yeah, significant improvement. Like I always say, you know, my tunes aren't the best, they're just, you know, a canvas to work from. And this one really shows what you can do when you spend a lot of time on one particular car. And I think it's great, it's a brilliant tune. So as you can see, we're fairly far away, about 1,000 revs away from the red line. You won't want to put it into fifth because it does slow down. Unless you are using NOS or draft, then you will want to use fifth. Also, another advantage of fifth is after getting drafted up to say 285-ish, because this car can NOS up to 285, it can draft even further. If you actually keep it in fifth, it will keep that higher speed for longer, whereas if you change down to fourth immediately, it will lose the speed and go back down to 260 quite quickly. For a car with no camber, it does handle the corner very well, partially because it's going a lot faster than muscle cars usually would, which obviously the faster you go, the more understeer you get, which helps a lot with the handling on this one. But the Cuda, as far as muscle cars, is a pretty good handling muscle car anyway, which is why I didn't adjust the settings I was given for camber. So yeah, it's a great car, it really is. Like I said, NOS is up to 285. I haven't used it in a race yet, so I don't know what the peak draft speed is, but I should think this thing could give quite a few supercars a good run for their money. So yeah, I'd like to thank Henry Aussie 1984 again for this tune. I hope you guys enjoy using it, and I know I'm going to be using it quite a bit from now on. So yeah, hope you found it helpful. If you did, feel free to subscribe. We put out new tunes every day. And as always, thanks for watching.